All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Once again, please excuse my voice. I am just at the very end of a cold. That's not what we're here to talk about today. We are here to talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. I want to do an update for what happened last week. I think there's a lot of opportunities in here. I know a lot of you who have been following the channel and who are members and subscribers have done very well so far this year. I think there's a lot more to come, but I want to show you what's going on. There's a big difference between Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners right now, and we're going to talk more about that. So if you're new to the channel and you enjoy this type of content, please remember to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. It helps the channel out a lot, and special thanks to all of our existing subscribers and our existing members. The first way we look at this after every week is comparing week over week. So you're going to see this week was very red. So this week did not feel that great, but I'm going to show you what's happened the last 2 weeks, and then I'm going to combine the three and show you on a 3-week period, this still has been unbelievable performance. So I know it's a little discouraging to have some red. These types of pullbacks are very, very natural and healthy. It would be nice if everything went up in a straight line, but I guess then investing wouldn't really even exist if that was the case. So, this is a part of the process. If we take a look at this week, you're going to see the first thing you're going to notice is Bitcoin in gold here was down 1% from the close of the equity markets this Friday versus the previous Friday. So the last 2 weeks in a row, Bitcoin has been 0% and 0%, almost completely even over a 3-week period, and that is reflected in the charts. There were actually two that did outperform and were in the green this week. DMG Blockchain, which is a very small nano cap stock, they were up 8% this week. TeraWulf, which is actually one of the larger Bitcoin miners by market cap, they were up 4%. So even Marathon, Core Scientific, and CleanSpark all down 7%. Not a big deal, particularly when we look at the next chart and you see what they've done over the last few weeks before this. BitDeer, which is the third largest Bitcoin miner by market cap, was down 19% this week. I will tell you, I continue to point out, I am not invested in BitDeer. I'm not sure their market cap makes any sense to me. This is not financial advice, so, please do your own due diligence and draw your own conclusions. Okay, so that is the red that was the week that we just lived. But now I want to go to the month to date. If you enjoy this content and you want to help support the channel, you can join the channel by hitting the join button on the YouTube page. It's right next to the subscribe button. We do have a members only Discord that you get with that. We also have a once a week members only live stream that you get to participate in if you're a member. And I do a lot of members only videos. So there's a library of members only content. I do a new one each week. It does help the channel. So I want to take this opportunity to just thank all of the existing members. I really appreciate it. It does help out a lot, and welcome to any new members. Okay, so now all of a sudden, this is a gigantic green chart. So this is from July 1st to July 21st, exactly 3 weeks. You're going to see the worst performers down here. We're only down 1 or 2% month to date. So I just like to point this out because 5 days in cryptocurrency, we just went a whole week where the Bitcoin miners did not behave that well, and that can feel like an eternity. That can feel like the tides have turned and things are moving in the other direction. Riot, again, that is the largest by market cap of all the Bitcoin miners. It's over $3 billion. It's up 55% just in the month of July so far. So still gigantic moves to the upside. Marathon, the second biggest by market cap, up 22%. Then we got Bitfarms up 18% month to date. So Bitcoin, you're going to see for the 3 weeks is only down 2% this month. So this is another thing to point out. The Bitcoin miners, for a while last year, we were complaining that they were lagging behind, but as Bitcoin has gained momentum this year, you see the Bitcoin miners are now outperforming Bitcoin fairly substantially in the month of July. And when we look at the year, you're going to see the same thing holds true for the year. Okay, so now that we've seen that overall, by and large, July has been a good thing, let's take a look year to date. Okay, here we go. Here's all the Bitcoin miners and Bitcoin. This is their performance year to date through July 21st, which was Friday. Okay, so the first thing is to point out in gold, you're going to see Bitcoin up 80%. So it is by far the best performing asset. If you take a look at all of the different assets, whether they be gold, silver, oil, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow, Bitcoin is outperforming them all substantially. 2022 was an absolute disaster for Bitcoin. So this was a crypto winter slash bear market, whatever you want to call it. Bitcoin had a gigantic pullback. So it's still down more than 50% off of its all-time highs from November of 2022. That's one of the reasons I believe there's a lot of room to the upside. I'm not saying we're going to race right back to our all-time high, but just I am still bullish on Bitcoin. That's not financial advice. I'm not telling you to be bullish on Bitcoin. Sometime between now and I'm going to say 6 months after the halving next year, I expect a big move up in Bitcoin. So we'll have to wait. Only time will tell. But to me, if that happens, I do think a lot of these Bitcoin miners have a lot of room left to the upside. With that said, I do want to warn everybody, I do not believe that every single one of these is going to be a winner. They're not all going to be Grand Slam home runs. Even the winners will differentiate, and some of these may not make it depending on just exactly how fast Bitcoin moves up or down over the next, 12 to 18 months. With that said, let's take a look at what's happened year to date. So Core Scientific still up over 1,000%. Remember, it was down 1% in the month of July. So even with that, it's still up over 1,000% year to date. That's just spectacular return on investment. So that was an ultra high risk investment, but for those of you who put some money in it, you have been rewarded. Cypher's up 670. That's coming up on an 8x so far this year. BitDigital stock ticker BT up 560%. TerraWolf up 448%, Riot up 442%. So even the largest market cap out of all of these is up over 400%, 442%. Iris Energy up 441%, DigiHost 439%, Marathon up 394%. That is the second largest by market cap. And I point those two out because Riot and Marathon are the number 1 and 2 by market cap, and they're significantly larger than even the third largest market cap, which is BitDeer, which is much less than half the market cap of those two. And things fall off from there. We're going to take a look at market cap next. Okay, then we get to HUT up 327% on the year. I do think they're getting some play off of the AI part of what's going on in the marketplace right now. They've been working on that for quite some time. So they were kind of in AI before AI was cool. And I think they're finally getting a big bump on that right now. So they are up 327% year to date. Bitfarms is up 295% year to date. So that's still more than triple what Bitcoin is up year to date. I consider the Bitcoin miners to be at least a 3x leverage. So you'll see a lot of these are playing out 3 to 5x leverages. Now they played this way to the downside. So you always have to be careful, right? In the crypto winter, when Bitcoin was down 70%, a lot of these Bitcoin miners were down between 90 and 99%. So leverage works in both directions. But at the moment, with the bull run that Bitcoin has been on, it's up 80% year to date and nearly doubled off of its low from November. We're seeing some gigantic returns. Again, I am bullish on Bitcoin. I do think there's more to come. That's not financial advice, but for those of you who watch the channel, you'll know, that's my expectation over the next 18 months. Okay, so Hive is up 270%, Cleanspark up 215%. So starting with Cleanspark, you're now not even a 3x leverage on Bitcoin. So I know a 215% return is absolutely spectacular in a 6.5 month period of time. But to me, for a company that's operationally performing very well, I think that that's actually low. So that's one that I've been adding to my position to. It's one of my big positions. So full disclosure, not financial advice. One of the things that I take away from this chart is which one of these Bitcoin miners so far have not been living up to their potential as a 3 or 4 or 5x leverage of Bitcoin. So from Cleanspark on down, all of those are less than a 3x leverage. So that doesn't mean they're all values or bargains. Some of those companies haven't had big run-ups for a reason. So others, however, may be lagging behind. This is one of the ways I look for opportunities, and it's one of the reasons I try to give you guys as many different charts and graphs over the course of each week as I possibly can so that you guys can interpret them your own way, do your own due diligence, and obviously make your own buying decisions. There's Bitcoin in gold up 80%, and then we have some Bitcoin miners that are actually underperforming Bitcoin still year to date. Those 4 Bitcoin miners that are underperforming Bitcoin, I have been adding to a position in 2 of those 4, so I think there is some opportunity, but that is no guarantee. Remember, some of these might be underperforming for specific reasons, and they may very well deserve to underperform. So that's what you have to decide. Just another way to look at all of this. Lastly, let's take a quick look at market cap. So I get these numbers from Yahoo Finance, so they're relatively accurate. They're not perfect, so please beware of that. So on top of this, you're going to see current week's rank, and on the bottom, you're going to see last week's rank. This list stayed almost identical. TerraWolf moved up 1 spot to 6th. CleanSpark moved down one spot to 7th. Then the reason I put Argo Blockchain on there, that is the next closest in line. And you're going to see, so at number 12, we have Core Scientific at $316 million market cap. The next closest Bitcoin miner is Argo Blockchain at $75 million of market cap. So that is drastic drop off. All the rest of these stocks are nano cap stocks. So with those, they can be more high risk, high reward. So, invest in those at your own risk. I sometimes do invest in some of those. I think there's opportunities in there, but with nano cap companies, inherently they do bring with them more risk. So just to go through, like we talked about, Riot's at $3.2 billion, Marathon's at $2.8 billion. Those two are by far and away the largest market caps. So Cypher is still over $1 billion. So there are 4 of these that are over $1 billion in market cap now. Coming into the year on January 1st, there were no Bitcoin miners over $1 billion market cap. Riot was the number 1 Bitcoin miner, and its market cap was $567 million. You could see that would put it in 8th place right now here, 3 weeks into July. So I'll just leave this on the screen. This is where everything sits from a market cap standpoint. Bitcoin so far over the weekend has been holding that line of support, so we'll see what happens. I'm recording this video on Sunday night, so by the time you see this, you'll know better than I will. So that's it. That's all I've got on Bitcoin and Bitcoin miners. If you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell. Especially subscribing to the channel does help the channel out a lot. Much appreciated. Thanks again, and we will see you in the next video.